Hey kiddos, Handsome Jack here. You're listening to Start Replay.
Mushy Snuggle Bites is my main squeeze.
I thought I would take some time away from battling Dr. Nefarious and introduce a brand new Start Replay podcast.
Presumably because you have half a brain in your head. Okay, kisses.
What is up, everyone? It's Josh here from Start Replay. You're listening to the Start Replay podcast. It's episode 28. I have a couple of people in the room. I have Tom Dayden.
Oh, hello. Yeah, right. I wasn't sure whether you're going to continue there. Hi, me again.
And Richard
Good evening.
Evans.
And
And
straight in your ears.
in today's podcast, we are going to be talking about the recent Nintendo NX news, the upcoming Call of Duty 4 remaster, and possible name leak. Well, I say possible, but it's pretty much confirmed. Alongside, at the end of this podcast, we're going to go into spoiler territory for Batman vs Superman. We are very, very late with all of this. The last time we had a podcast was around about
A month
6
ago?
weeks ago,
Oh, was it?
or 5 weeks ago,
Bloody hell.
I think. So,
Well,
yeah,
shit.
it's been a long time. There's a lot to catch up on. Some of it might be old, but to be fair, a lot's happened in the last week. So, yeah, there you go. So, if we start with, well, if you just want to explain what you've been doing recently, what you've been gaming recently, what you've been doing. Well, me and Tom have been playing a lot of Destiny.
Destiny and Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet
So what,
and
Ratchet and
Clank,
Clank came out on the 22nd?
22nd.
22nd, and I'd platinumed it by the 24th. No. Yeah,
25th.
25th. Played all 22nd, and then... Oh, I didn't play one day. Yeah, platinumed it by the 25th.
Yeah,
So
same
that
here.
that was good. I enjoyed that.
Pretty intense.
And then lots of Destiny in between that.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of UFC and WWE and FIFA just to make up for the lack of my actual sporting achievements in life.
I'll be honest, I can't imagine you as a UFC fighter. I don't see it in you. There's not enough beard, there's not enough tattoos. Also not enough muscles.
It's a blonde beard. There's
Yeah,
a
you can't
massive
see it.
one.
It's transparent. Yeah.
It's transparent. It's so
God
blonde.
damn it. I hate when that happens.
I'm alright.
I'm alright.
I'm alright.
Could you swing a punch?
I
I can try.
Me and Josh, we're in Fight Club now.
Yeah, we're in Fight Club with punching bags.
You've already broken the first rule.
For the Shut Up Fight Club. For the viewers, listeners, Josh's hands are covered in blisters because he was
Well, not
hitting a
blisters,
punching
just
bag.
Scabs.
Because he doesn't know how to work out.
Yeah, he was hitting a punching bag without any gloves or
Basically,
anything.
I got into it quite a bit.
Yeah.
But next time I will be wearing gloves. I didn't really care, to be fair, that I was opening up my knuckles.
You
It
don't
was
need gloves.
just fun.
Just put some strap around it, just over the top.
Yeah, gloves or strap.
He was crying that evening.
You look like a twat with gloves on. Actually, you look like a twat with straps on.
Either way, I'm going to look like a twat. Oh, where was I?
News.
Okay,
Nintendo.
so,
Let me
news.
start you off.
Come on.
Nintendo and a...
Yeah, sure.
We're going for Nintendo. Fuck
Alright,
it, we're going for
you,
Nintendo.
You do for it.
We'll go...
Do for Nintendo.
Fernando.
Do for Nintendo.
Flipendo.
Flipendo is a spell.
It's a spell from Harry Potter the
From
video
What
game.
is it, Tom? Come on.
Harry Potter.
You can do this.
What, Flipendo?
Flipendo.
Flip on,
Wingardium Leviosa.
flip on your end, though.
No, what? Come on.
Nintendo NX. There you go. A new console coming courtesy of
I'm going to
Nintendo.
cut out all that crap from 5 minutes ago.
No, you're not. No, we're keeping it all in. Uncut.
Stays in.
All
Anyone-
stays in.
Really?
Nintendo
Does it?
NX. Possible new console from
It's
Nintendo.
not a possible new console. It's the
It's
next
not
new console.
confirmed.
What do you mean it's not confirmed?
Have we
It's-
had any official news saying, hi, we're making a new console?
Yes.
Well,
It's on their official Twitter page saying next generation Nintendo NX coming out March 2017.
yeah, I guess, but you know,
Also,
whatever.
they were talking about it about a year ago, so it's been going on for a long time.
And there was that.
I think because of the huge decline of the Wii U and how it's only sold 12 million its lifetime, and PS4 currently has sold 40
Yeah.
in 2 years.
But it is just like a time killer console. That's all Nintendo's ever been.
Trouble
Yeah,
is,
if
They need
that.
to make better first-party games. You scrap all third-party games because they're shite.
no, but the
No
biggest
one wants to play COD on a Wii U.
the biggest problem with the Wii U, aside from the marketing and aside from the fact it's still got Wii in the name and it's the next console and those people just thought it was an add-on, the biggest problem is that power. It wasn't powerful enough. It isn't powerful enough to run all these new games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and everyone else. If people have a Nintendo console, they still want to play third-party games. but the next console is going to be powerful enough to do that.
Stop. Wrong. People that have a Wii U don't want to play third-party games. Otherwise, they wouldn't have bought a fucking Wii U.
But there will be some people.
5-year-olds.
Do you own a Wii U, Josh?
Yes.
When was the last time you played
Where
it?
is it?
It's right in between my PS4 and Xbox One.
The controller was like hidden away in all
And
your
that's
shirts.
the controller.
The controller... Yeah. Was under a pile of shite. And the Wii U is tucked in the middle. When was the last time you turned it on?
A long time ago.
When you bought it. I haven't used my Wii in about 5 years.
I used it this year.
What was that for?
What was
Did you
it for?
accidentally turn it on when you were dusting?
I don't dust.
Oh, crap.
If you're not- you haven't seen my place. I don't dust. No, I turned it on. I think. I don't actually know. I didn't play
A
any
long
games.
time
I
ago.
didn't play any games. No, it was this year, but I didn't play any games.
Did you just do a firmware update? You're like, I better do
I
a
did.
firmware
I
update.
did, but that wasn't why. I went on the store. I was looking for something. I don't know what. I can't remember.
Pokemon.
Could have been something to do
Yellow,
with that.
Maybe.
No, that's only on 3DS though.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. I went on the store for some reason.
Basically, the Wii U was a complete failure opposite the Wii, and now their next console, which is a brand new concept apparently, which is powerful enough to run all these third-party games, etc., is coming out in March next year, and there's going to be like some handheld component versus like a main console part, and it's all very
So it's
hazy.
going to be like Wii U again. I mean, I like the idea of like. Hang on, I do like this. Like, I fucking love this.
Tom is currently holding a gamepad.
Yeah, like it because it fits in your hand so well. The triggers are they're so small. Like the actual
Yeah.
like so if you've got like an Xbox controller, when the triggers they're so fucking long to press down. The same with the PlayStation, but these triggers are just tiny, and it's nice. It's like a satisfying click to them, and these ones as well. It's a nice kind of soft yet solid, satisfying. I really like it, and the fact that you can play on the screen as well. So I've had people around playing Super Smash Bros. Or right. So playing Smash Bros. Or Super Mario Kart, and you didn't see my old room. Did you see my old room at my parents' house?
Yeah.
So I have
come round to your parents' house a few times.
So if you're in my room, standing at the door, looking in, the TV was like against the wall here, and my desk was against there. So basically, if I was sat at my desk, I wouldn't be able to see my TV where everyone else was playing. So I could sit on my big comfy chair, but playing on the gamepad because I could see what was on the TV. I could switch the view and stuff. And I think that's a brilliant idea. It's almost similar to like remote play
Oh
style.
yeah, it's
but
cool.
It's handy.
It's not. It's handy. That's it. But
It
it's
is
not
handy.
essential.
No, but
And
I like it. It's
I'm really
a
intrigued.
nice controller.
I'm really intrigued as to where they're going to go next. Obviously, it's going to be something to do with the brand new controller concept, and yeah,
Well, there was that picture, wasn't there, of that elliptical,
yeah,
thin, very small
And-
though,
and
like a controller you'd link up Bluetooth through a phone or something.
that was a fake. But there
Oh, really?
were, the
Okay.
guy actually outed the fact there was a fake, and he was like, "Oh, I set the internet on fire," blah blah blah. So, but there are patents and things for patents.
Patents.
Um,
patience.
for a controller like that, and I don't know. I like that Nintendo do things different because otherwise,
Sometimes
what's the
it's just a
point?
breath of fresh air, but then again, that's
Yeah.
all it is.
Um,
It's not long-term gaming. It's
but that's
not
why I'm hoping.
dedicating hours of your life to
Yeah,
one console.
and that's why I'm hoping the next approach with the NX is going to be something so radically new and different, but will also be able to support everyone else's needs for third-party games when every year the COD comes out or whatever. So not only can people who maybe only have a Wii or a Wii U or an NX can play these games if they want, because not everyone's lucky enough to have an Xbox One, a PS4, all of them, or at least another console. Just for it to be able to have those titles on the system so they can actually sell units and have it so set apart from the Wii and everything that the Wii and Wii U did or is doing, that it's its own thing. It's a new start. I mean, Nintendo profits were down 61% in the financial report recently, and that's
Since
a lot.
when do you read financial reports?
I just saw it on news.
Suck a dick.
And also the fact that how Nintendo have just branched out into mobile, and they're having to do these things because they are losing money, and they're not
But they should be doing these things anyway, regardless of them losing money. I mean, yeah, okay, if they were
But they have their
200% up in profits, then yes, who gives a fuck? I wouldn't do it either. But
Times are changing, and
yeah,
if
they're still a bit behind.
they're still a little bit, I don't know, in their old ways of, look at the huge fucking success we had with the Wii, selling like...
Let's add a letter on the end and upgrade all the
Tons.
games for it. And they remastered all the fucking Zeldas. It's like, why remaster?
Yeah.
Give us something fresh. Give us something new. Brand new storyline. New, features and ways to play the game. Physics and all that kind of shit. Mechanics.
Have you guys heard of the Jimquisition? It's a YouTuber.
Nope.
The Jimquisition.
The Jimquisition.
Like acquisition, but Jimquisition.
Jimquisition.
Like GYM or JIM?
I was thinking like
JIM.
Inquisition.
As in Jim. As in Jim. Yeah, what Jim? So, anyway, he tears...
Jim as in Jim. Right, yeah, well, that was
Yeah,
the
what
question.
Jim?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
He
job,
tears
Jim.
games apart, and he was talking about the latest Star Fox. And lots of people have been up and down with the controls for the new Star Fox.
What's it called?
It's Star Fox Zero.
That's one, yeah.
And the fact how to aim the gun on your craft, so you move with the gamepad stick and see the craft and move on screen. But in order to aim, you need to move the gamepad to move the reticle. So, yeah,
it's basically a bit like VR controlment.
yeah.
But really, really, really terrible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, lots of people are sort of like, once you get used to it, it's really good. But as this guy in the Jimquisition, I presume his name's Jim, as he said...
Alan, actually.
Graham. As he said, is that Nintendo have just done this, control system to make use of the gamepad just for the hell of it. There's no specific point. If they had just stuck it with a normal controller, normal control system, aim with the analog stick, etc., buttons, then the game would have been much better. But the fact that they pushed this unnecessary control system,
It's like they've
into
got
this
the
game.
they've got the ability to do it, so why not do it?
Yeah, exactly, and
that's
that's
not-
why
that's not what you should be
Nintendo should
doing.
just know where to stop and be like, actually, no, we will do what the fans want and provide a really cool Star Fox game, old
Yeah.
school controls, old
Yeah.
school whatever.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
But
what,
no,
that's
we're
what made
gonna-
them so successful in the first place. The
Yeah,
fact
yeah.
that old school, simple, classic games that everyone loves and remembers. Maybe not Richard because he's a babby.
And don't get me wrong, I do.
Well,
love...
I do just remember Star Fox as one of the characters from Smash Bros.
Yeah,
So
That's fine.
because
I like yours.
yeah, exactly. I think it was '97 when.
I was
first-
one.
I remember
Not the
playing-
first Star Fox, but the N64 one.
Yeah, I was going to say I remember playing on N64.
Lilac
No, it wasn't
Wars.
N64.
So good.
It wasn't N64. Took me a long time to realise this. I never had an N64. It was a SNES we had.
Oh, what, the Star Fox on that?
I believe
The
so.
old school one. The first
Old.
ever
Old.
one.
Not
Not even I played that.
So I remember talking to my
one.
brother and I was like, yeah, whatever happened to the N64? He was like, I never had an N64. And I was like, what have I been
N64
remembering
was
all
amazing.
these
Oh my
years?
God.
Well, yeah, because N64 was the trident shaped controller, wasn't it? Upside
Yeah.
down. Yeah. So
And
that's
the-
not
the
the
big
controller it was.
cartridges.
It was a grey controller that was with
that
the
would have been the Super Nintendo
Yeah.
Entertainment System.
yeah, the SNES. And I can't believe I never clocked before the controls were completely fucking different. But I always remember with the cartridges going
Yeah,
rolling
but
and smash it
that
in.
didn't do anything apparently. Like years
It
on,
made me
people-
feel better. Especially with the Game Boy Color, it's like spit just in it everywhere and all over your hands on the top of the cartridge.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember doing that with the
Shove it in really
Sega
hard.
Mega Drive and all the little cartridges. See, we're talking about all this, and here's Richard.
Richard
who's-
just blank
I
face.
had
Like,
an
what?
N64.
Okay,
Do you have a Game Boy?
Cool.
I had a Game Boy.
Yeah, okay,
Nice.
cool. Yeah, it's
On
all
the
similar, I guess.
N64, I had like Zelda.
Yeah.
Didn't
So
play
I always
it.
remember the Game
Fair
Boy,
enough.
like you'd put the cartridge in and it wouldn't work. So then you'd slam the cartridge in and it wouldn't work. So then you'd be like, put it in gently. Slowly. It wouldn't work. You'd be like, God damn it. Slam it in,
Yeah.
like, pudding.
With the Game Boy, you've got to blow in the actual socket as well.
Blow in the socket.
Yeah, you got to
Wow.
blow in the socket.
Keep going on. Yeah, no, it's one thing I remember specifically about the N64 was how much games were. N64 cartridges
Oh, I
back in the
I can't
90s
remember that. Fuck.
were about £60 to £70 for a game.
That doesn't surprise me. Infinite Warfare. So that was leaked and also hinted at by Infinity Ward themselves.
On Twitter.
On Twitter, because
Of
someone
all
said
things.
from a tweet years ago, was it? Or months, ages ago, when he said, I'll literally shit my pants if they remaster Call of Duty Modern Warfare, so COD 4, the original that we all know and love.
And lo and behold, what do? They tweet
tweeted out a poop emoji. And a trousers or pants, if you're in the Americas, emoji. So yeah, the new game's meant to be called Infinite War and be bundled with a remaster of Modern Warfare. Although, am I right in saying that it's possible they might be releasing the remaster earlier than expected? Kind of bridge the gap.
Apparently.
It'd be nice.
I think it would be a bit silly to launch it
Both at the same time.
officially at the same time as the next Call of Duty.
Because people are going to be torn as to what they want to play on. So
Nobody wants to play a new Call of Duty, be real.
yeah, I'd prefer
Nobody
it
wants to play a new one.
if they released the Modern Warfare, but just the name itself excites me because I'm hoping they go back towards more Infinite Warfare. The fact it's got Warfare in the title.
Yeah, but there've been lots and lots and lots of rumours that it's going to be set in space.
Yeah, there's a lot of
An Infinity War, it's sort of like
on and on. Infinite, not Infinity. Infinity War.
What game are they going to rip off this time?
But no, well, there's been a lot of talk that it's very heavily sci-fi based.
Yeah.
But I hope they kind of, even if it's sci-fi based, if they went back to more basics with
But
how,
that's
Modern
probably
Warfare
why
1,
they're
2
doing
and
the
3.
remaster. To cater to both audiences.
Maybe. We'll see. But it'd be nice if they released the remaster earlier.
Oh yeah.
Because I'd like to get back into that.
No,
Remember
somebody
that was
was saying May 17th.
Fuck.
So like in the next few weeks.
Good
Apparently.
half money.
But then
That'd be nice.
also talking remasters, Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are due out apparently June 10th. So again, these are games to fill up the summer.
Which is nice.
But then again, I know what game is going to fill up the summer, and that's No Man's Sky out in June 24th. So
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Possibly Destiny.
First new universe for Blizzard in 17 years.
Do you remember when there was that period of time when Nintendo, well, more recently, just sort of flopped a bit, and then everyone was thinking, what should Nintendo do next? Should they make a new console, or should they just sell the licenses to their games and have Mario on PlayStation and Xbox?
I still think they should do that, quite
That would have
frankly.
been...
I think they'll make more money doing that.
They would.
Because quite frankly, I probably will
They
not.
would.
I will not buy the new console.
Oh, I'm not going to day one.
Fuck's sake, Josh.
Definitely.
You held off so well not buying this one.
I know, but that's because it's so similar to the Wii.
You've only just got on a PC and then you're going to instantly buy the new Nintendo console.
This could be for VR. I'm waiting for my Vive.
Yeah, when
Be a
is that
few
getting
weeks.
here? A few weeks, good.
Hopefully.
They're already shipping out. I think my cousin's got one.
Yeah, no, they've been shipping since.
And you
the
can use
5th of
Facebook
April.
on it virtually.
Who cares?
I care. I care so much. Imagine stalking. I mean,
I tell you what would be really cool in VR if they made Facebook.
oh twat, knocking the pop shield
Yeah, let me say it once more.
like a rookie.
I tell you what would be really cool if they made Facebook some type of virtual game. So you're in this virtual space and you have like a gun
Farmville.
or tools.
I was going to say, isn't that
And
not
if-
Farmville?
And if you want to like delete a friend, you just
Shoot
like
them.
shoot the picture or something, and it goes into like pixels and everything, and you can just sort of like
like
minority report.
pixels and
Very
goes
Yeah, like Ratchet and Clank.
like Ratchet and Clank. Yeah,
I think
nice.
that'd be really cool. Just make it a bit more fun, and not so dull and intensely detailed for
I
people's
imagine-
dull lives.
I imagine they're using
I'm
VR.
having this for food today. Look at my child in the bath. I don't care about any of that shit. I'm unfollowing all of you.
It's the sort of stuff you post.
Sorry, this is what I'm having for. You put food pictures on Facebook. What a fucking time!
Do I?
Yeah. And videos.
Most of the pictures you put on Facebook are food.
Aye.
He's put one video of food on there, which I
Alright.
helped make, and it's on YouTube.
That was pretty cool. Though.
That was good.
That was.
He's wanking over Snow White. No, wait, he was crying.
Bum, bum,
That
bum,
was a joke. That was
bum.
wanking.
I'm masturbating
If you're like
over
Tom,
Snow White.
if you're like Tom and you're stalking people on Facebook VR, imagine how easy it's going to be to accidentally like a picture or comment.
No, because it's with your hands. Like you can just point away.
Yeah, what if somebody comes and bumps into you and you're like, oh shit, I liked it.
Didn't anyone like it? Mate, I've done that so many times. I still don't know whether they get a notification
How,
and then it
how
disappears.
deep in were you? How many weeks in? How many months or years into?
Oh no, it'd be like a
pictures?
recent one. If I'm scrolling down my timeline, my newsfeed, and then I press my thumb but I don't swipe properly, it just goes blink. I'm like, oh, no. Can't remember who you
That's
are.
even
I don't know
worse.
you. Actually, you know what? I've been culling people recently because I've been scrolling down and going, I really don't talk to you, and I met you once on holiday. Who the fuck are you? You post boring shit.
If I did that, I'd have like 10 Facebook friends.
Yeah.
Oh, babes. Yeah, well, you know, I'm popular, so.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
What?
Should we go? Let's go to the main topic. Let's fucking do it.
Main topic.
We're jumping in there.
This is a big spoiler warning to anyone who hasn't seen Batman vs Superman yet. And if you
that was the
haven't,
main
it's
topic.
been out for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So come on, get with the times.
And don't
Come
feel
on,
you need
guys.
to watch it either.
Sorry.
Don't feel you need to watch it either.
Richard, you've seen it twice. Tom and myself, we've seen it.
I've seen it once.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, you've seen it once. Richard's seen it twice. I've seen it 3 times. Batman vs Superman, the most divisive movie of 2016.
Dawn of
ever.
Justice.
You know, they say you either love it or you hate it. I loved it and hated it because first time I watched it.
I'd say the same thing.
I love Marmite sometimes. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like Marmite to me. You don't love it or hate it. You sometimes like it, and other times you're like, not in the mood.
Marmite to me is what I imagine the devil's dick would taste like if I gagged on it. If I died,
Children, listen to this.
I went to hell and he went,
Why are children listening to
Tom, you need to get on your knees and suck my balls and lick my dick. I'd be like, okay, and then like, it tastes like Marmite. He's like, give a fuck. I'm like, but I hate it.
Sorry.
But I prefer
Children.
Vegemite.
No, that fucking Marmite's gross. Batman and Superman is not like Marmite. I agree with Richard. I loved it. I both loved it and hated it. There's so many bits where I'm just
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, like the fight, because it's all CGI and superheroes and stuff, I'm a fucking sucker for that. I enjoyed it.
Well, we need to.
Well, I
Where are
hated
we going to
it.
start? Where are we going to start?
I hated
So-
it the first time, probably
Okay,
because
so
we
Richard, will
watched
start
it.
with you. So your first reaction.
Well, I hated it the first time, probably because we watched it at 4 a.m. in the morning in London. And I
Yeah.
was knackered and I fell asleep. Second time, I loved it when I went and watched it like a day later. I wasn't keen the first time on Batman killing people, but second time I watched it, I loved that. I loved how dark they go, and I sort of viewed it as its own film, and it was their own. Come on, Tom.
It was on Do Not Disturb.
Tom, come on, mate.
Wait, hang on. Let me just
Come on.
answer.
Come on.
It's gonna be my dad
Do you want to get him on the?
on the old
Come on,
FaceTime.
podcast.
Do you want to get him on the podcast?
Mum, can I give you a call back, please?
Which camp?
Yeah, just middle of the podcast. Say hello to the listeners.
Okay, bye. Hello, listeners. Bye.
It would have been so much better if we kept it as bye.
Okay, bye. Hey, listeners, bye.
Say hi to the listeners.
Oh, amazing!
Guest
Amazing.
appearance from
Hello, Viv.
Mother Daden there.
Carry
Richard,
on.
back to
I don't fucking know.
Please.
What was I talking about?
something about
Batman versus
Batman
Superman.
killing people.
Yeah, I liked how it was. I decided to view it as its own piece of art. Like, oh, in this universe, Batman kills people. Who cares about the comics? Yeah.
Okay, Tom.
Carrying on from that bit, when I was watching it through, it didn't really clock that Batman was blowing up people and shooting people, like from his ship and stuff. But then when you think about it more,
It's
you're like, yeah, exactly, yeah. And the more I think about it, I'm like, hang on,
Back
he
of the
was
truck.
killing people, which it wasn't. Oh shit, I didn't see it as like a huge thing. So I think it worked well. As in, it's nicer to have the Batman that isn't so fucking anal about punching people and just breaking their legs. I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the fight at the end, just because it was all kind of CGI and superhero-y. That's why I like that kind of stuff. Again, there were bits that were stupid. The whole scene at the beginning was a bit weird.
More in the desert.
Yeah,
In Africa
all
and
the
stuff.
dream bits were a bit weird.
Well, it's meant to be sort of premonitions of what's to come in future films.
Man-Bat.
Man Bat.
Man-Bat is coming.
What did you guys think of? Well, again, I was very much in the same boat as you guys, where I'd heard lots of rumblings before, very divisive, and some people were like, "Yeah," other people were like, "Nah." And then I watched it, and there were some bits I really loved, and other bits I was like, I could have done that much better. You know, it just didn't feel that right. The pacing was all over the place, and at the end, I didn't walk away from it being like, holy fucking shit.
It's very
can't wait for the next one.
underwhelmed.
I was very like, there are lots of different things.
I feel like it wasn't very well put together because they had to cut out about 30 minutes of content.
What were your thoughts when Wonder Woman
Yeah.
So obviously we know who Wonder Woman is during
Yes.
the thing. When she first appears as Wonder Woman and kind of slides in, or with the shield and shit,
Yeah.
and that's that guitar thing. All right, X-Men. Nice. What do you think of that? What do you think of her theme music that doesn't go with anything
Oh god,
whatsoever?
don't get me on the theme music of every single fucking character in that movie.
It reminded me
You've
of the
got
theme music
Batman,
from
you got Superman, you got
Spy
Lex
Kids.
Luthor with its very, very distinctive dun, dun, evil scientist fucking music, and then you've got Wonder Woman, and it just doesn't blend together. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe Batman and Superman, that music blends together a little bit.
It's because you had
But
two different people doing the
Holy
soundtrack.
shit, there were so many different... I mean, I like Tom Holkenborg or Junkie XL and Hans Zimmer, and I like what Junkie XL did for the Batman music, because he did Mad Max, and for those of you who watch Mad Max, it's very similar because it's got a lot of the same beats and drums and very heavy. I know, you were talking about the killing people, and I kind of like the fact, again, every time he killed someone, and specifically at the beginning when he was in the Batmobile and the guy rips off the top of the car and he's there with a machine gun shooting the Batmobile, and Batman just locks on his guns and just poof, shoots the guns, blows up the car and just plows
This
straight
isn't
through
like
it.
Arkham.
Yeah, and then as soon as that happened,
That weren't no rubber bullet.
I was like, oh fuck, okay. And then he drives into it from the side. He drives into the truck and wipes a guy out there.
Yeah.
I didn't
remember-
see any electrocutions going on, shocking him out the way.
No.
And I remember turning to Ben and going, he just doesn't give a fuck. I did that multiple times. He don't give a fuck. And
It was audible. I could hear it in the cinema.
I like how he kills people, and even though the director says it's sort of inconsequential, he's not directly. It's like, if
He's
in
not
a
got. I'm
car
gonna
chase-
fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And gone.
Yeah, it's like it's sort of like they're in a car. He's shooting at the
He's
car.
like,
blows
I'm
up.
going to chuck a grenade at your head, but if it blows up and kills you, it's your own fault.
But he's not directly killing people. But the fact that he doesn't really care about the fact people are dying, I think that really hones into the side of the character, how he's lost Robin. Robin's dead, or possibly the Joker, or whatever the fuck's happening
Joker.
there.
Come on, it's Joker.
And he's been Batman now for 20 years. He's seen so much stuff. There have been so many... What?
The hair on the bottom of the glass, and I was hoping it wasn't in the glass, so I was just double checking that it was on the bottom. I think it's your dick hair.
Yeah, probably. God,
Do carry on.
seriously.
Lovely.
How does it split up? How does this happen? I like how the Batman in this universe is a very tortured character. Ben Affleck, I have to say, was the best part of that film. I really liked how he played Batman. I really liked how he played Bruce Wayne and the sort of billionaire playboy. And he was like, he's downstairs like, Mr. Wayne, what are you doing here? Oh, I think that cocktail was the last, the last one was too many. I like those shoes, and he's he's sleeping with someone the next day and drinking wine, and he just,
You get a
He's
sense
still
that
living
he's
up.
a person other than Batman.
he is a person other than Batman. But also,
Most of the other ones, it seemed like Bruce Wayne was the person that they were playing, and Batman was him.
Yeah, because most of the 90% of the focus was on Batman, and
yeah.
10% on.
And this one was on
Bruce Wayne.
And I
Bruce
really-
Wayne was going around doing stuff.
I just really liked how he is such a tortured character, and when Alfred says to him, why are you getting this weapon? I hope it's so you can destroy the weapon. He's like, no, it's so I have it as a deterrent for Superman. He's like, he's not our enemy. And he's like, if there's a 1% chance that he can wipe out the human race, we have to take it as an absolute certainty. And
You've
that
watched
makes
that film
sense.
too much.
Well, that's what he's like in the Justice League as well. Is it in the animated stuff?
Yeah.
Well, they
So
were just
he-
like, "What are you doing about? I'm gonna fucking kill all of you."
So when it's
His backup plan, he has a...
Yeah, so he has a whole contingency plan ways to stop Flash, ways to stop Superman, Martian Manhunter,
It's like how-
and Wonder Woman and all those people. So like Flash, I think it's Mirror Man puts a device on his wrist so he has to keep running, which happens in the Flash TV series, and he runs through a truck. He phases through a truck, and the wrist thing gets hit on the truck.
Yeah.
Which brings me to, why can't you just phase out of the thing? But it's some like anti-phase thing, and like Wonder Woman, they make her hallucinate, so she keeps fighting because she will always fight until she can't fight anymore. So it just ties around and she'll die eventually. Superman, it was a kryptonite bullet. Martian Manhunter is, I think, fire is what he can't deal with.
So his weakness is the same as Frankenstein's monster.
Pretty much. I think it's fire is his weakness. And Batman has the whole plan for everyone. Obviously, he doesn't tell anyone. It's just him. It's all backed up in Krypton stuff. So he has a whole plan for everyone. Should anything go wrong, which is kind of the same. He's trying to set that up.
The USA, I think, has plans for how they're going to go to war with every country in the world, even us.
Yeah,
it's like
Of
plan
course,
red or
everyone
something.
has some type of contingency.
It's smart, yeah.
Mm.
And if I was Batman, I'd have the same idea, because you've got. If you think about it, if you think about it, and flip Superman round, he could just come to Earth and be like, "Fuck you, this is my planet now."
Has he got a plan on how to take down Alfred? Or another Batman?
Well, they're drinking throughout the entire movie. They got whiskey, they got wine.
Yeah, he wakes up in the morning, has red
alcoholics.
wine. What the fuck is up with that?
He really is tortured. He's just a massive alcoholic.
This is going really into detail. I don't think he had red wine in the morning. He just had the bottle next to the bed, and then he had like a cup of coffee or something.
He definitely had a
That's what I
glass of red
thought, that's
wine.
what I thought.
Because then Alfred makes a joke
I
about.
think so, yeah.
He makes a comment about
Oh yeah, no, I hope the next generation of Waynes will have a wine cellar. If there's any
won't
wine.
inherit an empty wine
Yeah, no,
cellar.
that's
Come
it.
on, Josh.
There you go.
You've seen it 3 times now.
And wasn't that same scene where he wakes up and there was a girl in bed, but Alfred is in the bedroom with him, and it's
No,
Yeah,
I think
it was
it's
a freeway.
I think that's supposed to, there's a bit of time between.
Yeah, that
those
wasn't made
things
clear.
happening.
It's very odd.
She's like pretending to be asleep and just hears all the Batman talk.
I liked when they were talking about, Bruce was like, 20 years in Gotham, Alfred, we know what promises are worth. How many people stayed good? How many people are good? How many people stayed that way? And the history, how much history there is, the 20-year history, how much stuff, the loss, and this character is such a torn character. And then when he obviously comes up against Superman at the start of the film, when he sees this destruction, which is the end of Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And then let's first say 5 things that we liked about the film. Maybe not 5, just a handful of things, and then a few things we hated. So, Tom, give me a few things. Start with things that you liked about the film.
I liked that Man-Bat popped out, because I'd like to see Man-Bat in a film, and it hints that Man-Bat would be in a film. I liked the way that Batman was portrayed, and how Ben Affleck portrayed Batman.
Because you were very unsure, man. You were like, fucking Catman, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I know. I liked the way it was portrayed. That he was dark and he was willing to kill people, and fucking struggling, mate. I'm struggling. I guess I like the fight scene at the end, but not because it was a good fight scene, but because it was the kind of only bit where there was a good lot of CGI and a bit more action. Yeah.
Richard.
I liked Batfleck. I liked Henry Cavill's Superman.
Even though he only had 50 lines.
Did he?
Throughout the 2.5 hours. No, I'm kidding.
He did
Well,
alright.
I don't know he did.
He
but-
did alright at brooding.
Yeah.
Liked Alfred.
Jeremy Irons. Good
Jeremy
effort,
Irons.
yeah.
I love Jeremy
Met him.
Irons.
Yeah. That's why I liked it. Met him.
I think he's your man.
Yeah. And the only reason why. Don't really know.
Come on.
Like the theme. I had some ideas a second ago, but I forgot them all.
Okay.
Things I didn't like.
Whoa. It's Josh's time to do things he did like.
Alright, do things.
Gives us time to think about things we don't like. See?
Yes.
Smart tactics, mate. Tactics.
Okay, so I liked the beginning of the film, and I liked how the death of his parents and all that was sort of shot, and the feel that I got from that was quite a cool, really brooding feeling, and the music and everything were just put together really, really well. I, again, of course, like Ben Affleck as Batman, he just portrayed it so well,
Yeah.
and he beats the shit out of people in that last warehouse scene.
Yeah.
Where he's deflecting, he's got 4 people around him, and he deflects like knives with his fists and shit, and he's doing all this other stuff, and at the same time they're showing the invulnerabilities, like he's down on the ground and they do stab him in the leg, and then he just pulls the knife out and puts it through the guy's shoulder or something, and he gets shot in the head, and obviously he's metal, so it just pings off. But they did all that, and that scene specifically for me really portrays how awesome a solo Batman movie would be.
I agree.
Also, whilst I like, of course, Jeremy Irons, very good Alfred. He was really hands-on, and he was like...
It's very sassy.
Yeah.
He's a good sassy butler. Valet.
I also liked the Batmobile.
I don't remember
cool.
what the Batmobile looked like.
Other things. What other things do I
I'm
like?
annoyed you can't get the Batmobile in free roam on Arkham. On
You can.
Arkham Knight. On free roam?
Yeah, you can free roam all of the Batmobiles. Once you passed a certain point in the game, you can actually free roam all of them.
That wasn't letting me do that last one went on.
So, yeah. Can.
Yeah.
Because some of them don't have the tank feature, do they?
Yeah, it doesn't... I know, I understand. Yeah, I think it's after the end of the game you can actually...
Oh, so you
use
have to
all of them.
100% it.
Not
Not
100%.
100%.
It. You
Oh.
just have to pass a certain point in the story where you don't need any of
I
those
get
features.
you. I get you.
Other things that I liked. So Batman, yeah. Superman, sure. The bathtub scene, that's pretty hot, pretty saucy. But also, I just liked how it brought that sort of humanity to it. And he was like, "Oh, Clark, we're going to get the apartment wet." He's like, who cares? Who gives a shit? And then that I just like that sort of connection between Lois and Clark. And he was like, "Lo, I don't know what this is like." Calling him nicknames and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's quite cool.
Yeah, it was quite nice.
And oh god, there must be other things.
Really? Must there be? Because I think there must not be.
I'm on the fence, but I liked when Superman and Batman were having the confrontation, how it stopped when he said, "Save Martha, save my mum." And I know there are lots of memes going around and
So that's
lots
what
of
I
funny
didn't.
things.
That's one of the things I really didn't like.
I can
It's like,
understand.
well done, our mothers share names. Now let's be on the same team.
I can understand for such a tortured character to all of a sudden have that sudden gut punch as he's about to take down this god, that he's reminded of his mum, he's reminded of his parents, and he's all like, what the fuck am I doing? There's been 20 years of pain and hurt, or maybe not 20 years of it, but I've lost everyone that I care about, most people that I care about, and I'm just about to finish off this fucking god, and then I'm reminded of my mum, and because he's such a tortured character, I can understand, I can see how they were going with that, but then again, I can also understand how those people are taking the piss out of it. Like, there are little memes of like Doomsday says, "But my mum," and Batman's like, "Let's team up."
It is like that, yeah. That's...
So I can understand, but this is it's supposed to be a kind of more grounded thing. Obviously, it is compared to Marvel's universe, and more gritty, more realistic, and to someone's mindset of such a broken character, to hear that after being so fucked up, to have that sort of just mental trigger to be like, why did you say that name? Why did you say my mum's name?
Yeah.
So things that you disliked.
So they're very specific. No, because they're just specific little things. So yeah, that bit with the reason they teamed up was that they shared the mum shared the same name. It was that, like, he said, "I need to save Martha," and he's like, "What?" And then they're best buds. I found that a bit weird. Leading on from that scene, actually, 2 bits. He chucks the spear away, and then Lois proceeds to chuck it down a pool of water, which was pretty dumb.
Oh yeah, and she instantly knows when they're going to need it.
Yeah,
So she just runs across and gets it.
she knows that Doomsday will be affected by kryptonite and all that kind of stuff.
Even if she's nowhere near the battle.
Yeah. So that was dumb. Also, leading on from that scene, Batman goes to save Martha Kent. Batman can move faster than fire. The guy has a flamethrower pointed at Martha Kent, and he just manages to run across the room, grab Martha Kent, and cover her in his cape before the guy can pull the trigger and fire blast out of the flamethrower.
That scene was taken
Impossible.
from Dark Knight Returns comic, wasn't it?
I've not seen the comic.
I think it's just more the fact
Well,
because
it's
he had his
basic-
gas canister shot and he was like, fuck, so he was sort of flailing
It's
around.
quite a famous scene in Dark Knight Returns where it's left quite ambiguous whether Batman actually shoots some guy that's got a hostage in the head in the comics. So yeah.
So yeah, and then the fact that Superman goes to get the kryptonite spear and not someone useless in the battle, like Lois Lane,
Wonder Woman.
Batman.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
More
so that leads
because
on.
She's quite a superhuman.
So Wonder Woman is the same as Superman without the Kryptonian
She had to
weakness.
like hold him down though, because like Superman couldn't use her lasso. Sarcasm.
Yeah, but she should have got the spear and just run at him or flown at him
Yeah.
and
But-
just gone with that super
Do you know
strength.
the big thing about all of this is that the director, Zack Snyder, actually said, we were thinking about, launching him into space or frozen in a block of ice or that. Or
I
that,
did
but
like
we
that they
didn't
did
want
take him to space, because that is what happens.
Yeah.
Superman is like, I need to get him away from the city. We can
I
take
did
him to
like that.
space.
I-
So
I
it's good
did-
that they reference back to the comics there.
I disliked how they kept on saying, this is uninhabited. Oh, good, there aren't a lot of people there at the moment. This is uninhabited. There aren't a lot of people there, actually, so it's fine that they're fighting in that area.
Yeah.
It's because that was
They
the
just
whole
kept
premise
saying it. I
for
know,
the film,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yes. And also, at the beginning, the first bit we kind of see of Superman, when Lois is reporting, and there's like undercover CIA agents or whatever it is, and Superman...
Jimmy Olsen.
Olsen.
Killed.
Yeah, gone like that. But no, Lois being held by the guy, and then Superman lands through the building, and she just moves her arm out of the way, and he just slams this guy through however many brick walls. He's dead. He's so dead. Or a vegetable. He's now a potato.
She should have gone with him.
Yeah, like that amount of force. There's no way that she wouldn't have been caught up in that. Like Superman would have had to grab, like somewhere between his his head, neck, and shoulder. Something is breaking with that amount of force to go through how many walls.
Specific
It is just specific
trajectories
little
and
bits
things
that I was just like,
that
fuck
are-
right
I mean,
off.
he could have just lasered him straight in the head. I mean, that would have been
Yeah.
safer.
Yeah, he still would have died either way. There's a lot of little things that were just like, come
That would have
on.
been so funny if it was like, get away, I will kill you now, and then she's just like, lowers her arms, and he's like, and he's like, straight to the ground, lasered in the head.
Yeah, so there was a few very specific little things that I found ridiculous. But yeah, there you go. I'm done.
I didn't like that Wayne Manor wasn't in it again. Because that's the only thing I didn't like in Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. That Wayne Manor wasn't in it. 'Cause I really like Wayne Manor.
Dark Knight. It was in Wayne Manor, wasn't it?
It was destroyed. Burnt down in Batman.
In
Begins.
the Dark Knight, not Dark Knight Rises, it was back, but the Dark
Yeah.
Knight. Christopher
Oh,
Nolan.
yeah,
maybe.
sorry. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
of course, it's in Batman v Superman a few times.
It's all burnt down
Burnt
now.
down.
Yeah,
It's
which
not a-
is
it's not a
interesting
proper thing.
to think who burnt it down. When was it burnt down?
Yeah.
Was it the Joker? Was Jason Todd in there? The fuck's going on?
Probably
Yeah, but
that's
Jason-
why the Robin suit was all
They're
burnt.
so
Yeah.
bringing back the Red Hood.
Who knows?
That'd
Or
be
is he
good.
the Joker?
That was Tim.
Jason Todd.
They're already
Was it-
going
no,
off
Jason,
comics.
Jason Todd wasn't the Joker. No, who's the one?
Remember
that
that
they...
animated movie that we saw?
Yeah, it
Batman
wasn't Jason
Beyond?
Todd, was it? I thought it was Tim. Was it
Oh,
Tim?
I know it differs. Sometimes Jason
Was it
Todd,
Dick
Tim,
Grayson?
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake. That's the other one. It's Tim Drake that has the Joker chip, and by night
Oh,
he's
yeah,
Joker, and by
Batman
day
Beyond.
he's
It's
Tim Drake.
it switches. Sometimes there's other ones.
Yeah.
Also, Negan and Maggie from The Walking Dead were Bruce Wayne's parents,
Did you
which I wasn't
dislike
too
that?
hot on because it sort of broke kayfabe, and now I'm going to be watching The Walking Dead thinking
It broke what?
kayfabe. It's a wrestling term for
K-Fab.
what we believe.
You know, no one watches wrestling, right?
Right, it's still a term.
You know,
Okay.
10-year-olds used to watch that.
Okay.
I watch it every
Yeah.
week. Yeah, but I'll be watching Walking Dead now, thinking, what's Daddy Wayne doing to?
Thomas.
What's Thomas Wayne doing to
Martha Wayne.
Actually,
Martha Wayne's
on,
boyfriend?
On that note of Martha and Thomas Wayne, that death scene I did really like, where the hammer of the gun was caught
Yeah.
under her pearls,
Yeah.
and then went.
But that's
Yeah, that's
what.
going to be painful. That's
But
a face
another
shot.
bit that I didn't like though was when the pearl landed on the floor. It was a solid pearl with no hole through it for the cable to go through it for the necklace. It was a solid
Magnets.
whole pearl. No, because how did it get caught on the cable in the first place to shoot? Either way, it's fucked up. That's like, it's such a big film. A small
Amazing.
detail like that should not be overlooked.
I don't think we needed another origin story. Even if I know it was so small, but it was still an origin story thing
For who?
for Batman.
Wasn't an origin story.
It was that
We
one-
don't know any of his origins. The whole point is that you see
the
like
beginning
you see
was
like
very
the
quick. At least
the,
they did it.
the Robin suit. We don't know what happened to him. You see Wayne Manor, but no, we don't know what happened to that. As in, there's no origins.
There was a
Which
lot
shows
of
the death of his
there was a lot of
parents.
symbolism, wasn't there? Like when he was rising out of the well with all the bats.
I wasn't
It's
too I wasn't
fuck
too
off.
keen on that. I was like,
It was a
please.
dream though. That was
Yeah,
a
no,
dream.
I know it was a dream.
Because
but
when I first saw
I was
that, I
like,
went,
please,
fuck
no,
right off.
please don't show him lifting out of the well into.
This
the
is a new
woods.
Batman. He actually has control over bats. Like,
He
they-
is
they
actually
fly
Batman.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Batman versus Man Bat.
This is Man Bat versus Superman.
Anything else?
Probably. Can't think of anything. Let's move on to you.
Here we go.
Could be a lot of things actually.
He's
Could be a lot of things.
crying.
This is what I like about Zack Snyder. He's very good with the visuals of his films. Watchmen looks fucking awesome.
He did Man of Steel, didn't he?
Man of Steel.
I didn't like how clean it was.
Oh, I love Man.
Still looked awesome. This film looked awesome. As Tom was saying, the gun sequence with it cocking back and breaking the pearls, everything looks really good.
Oh, I will. That was the last positive I had. It was the initial scene where we see Batman being Batman. You know, when there's the sex traffickers
Yeah.
house, and you actually get a feel for how scary it must be to be a criminal that Batman's hunting.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually,
Music.
that bit when he crawls across the ceiling thing, and that freaked me out.
Just
that
in the
genuinely
corner,
freaked
he's
me
like-
out. Yeah, and then he kind of goes.
You
He was
see all
literally
the
like he was like
screaming
something out of The
and-
Ring or The Grudge or something. that genuinely freaked me out, but it was quite cool.
I did like.
So I'm
you
never,
get
I'm
that
never,
real
I'm never
sense
doing a crime.
that he's a scary fucking character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The branding.
bit weird. But that's like a kind of a death sentence in prison,
Yeah.
though, isn't
Yeah,
it? That's the
and
point.
then how he's like to Alfred. Alfred pulls out the paper and he shows obviously the branding. He's like, new rules, and he's like, we're criminals, Alfred. We've always been criminals. You know, nothing's changed. He's like, well, everything's changed actually. So negatives. So Zack Snyder's very good with visuals, but the story, I think in the 4-hour cut, I think the film would have probably been a lot better. I wouldn't have cared if it was 4 hours, as long as I understood what was going on.
It was very jumpy.
The beginning bit with I liked the beginning up until it entered from Superman holding that little girl, and then it fading to the ocean scene where they're getting the kryptonite. You know, he saves that girl next to Wayne Tower. It's the end of Man
You
of
mean
Steel.
Batman holding the little girl, not Superman?
Bruce Wayne, sorry.
Yeah.
And then for me, pacing wise and just visually, going from that really like punchy, horrific scene to somewhere in the middle of the ocean, you know, and just getting this bit of rock. It just,
Like
just
India,
felt,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it felt
Yeah.
wrong. And also the fact the world engine and all that destruction was still there. Why the fuck didn't Superman clear any of this crap up? Why is the
Lazy.
ship
It's his day off.
still in the middle of fucking Metropolis with a huge tent over it? What the fuck's going on there? Superman isn't doing anything to rebuild this stuff.
Yeah.
He's not like, let's push this back into space. We don't need any of this shit
Yeah.
here.
Take it to the moon. Look
Yeah.
at it there.
And the fact that the Africa scene, we have no context for what the fuck is going on there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like at the end of the credits, oh, that's Jimmy Olsen. Great. Yeah, then it may be extended in this extended cut, but either include it or don't. And then there's this whole like little storyline about, oh yeah, Superman was framed for doing what? Shooting people with weird bullets for no specific reason. He doesn't shoot people. There's no, I don't know what the fuck is
Superman
going
needs to
on
start
there.
carrying guns. He hasn't got lasers.
Why?
What?
Why did Lex Luthor create these bullets for the guys to shoot the people, and then the people are doing the protest about, oh yeah, you know, you're in that area and people died. Yeah, well, Superman didn't kill them,
Yeah.
obviously. What the fuck's going on there?
Well,
that really pissed me off.
he
and
did
then,
kill people.
well,
That's-
Turn
well,
them
unless he
into
was
potatoes.
shielding the guy, you know, when he was pushing him back, he was like holding his back. I'm just
One
gonna keep him
hand.
straight.
Head, bum, shoulders.
But overall, it isn't portrayed that he actually kills people.
No.
It's just this whole subplot of Lois Lane trying to figure out what the fuck this bullet is, and the Colonel guy's like, yeah, Lex Luthor made it. Okay, why did he make weird bullets? Why didn't he use normal bullets? Because they wanted to frame Superman. Superman shoots people. When the fuck did he shoot
Yeah.
people? He's never shot a person. Everyone knows that he has superhuman fucking strength.
Do you think that they make Superman a bit too dark in all the new Superman stuff? Because it's all the Superman films, there's a lack of hope. Because Batman, it's meant to be all quite dark and that, but Superman, they even say in the first film, oh yeah, S, it stands for hope.
Yeah, and in this
As a
film,
distinct
he's
lack
like,
of
you know,
hope.
Then
in
in
Man of
Man of
Steel.
Steel, he's kind of becoming Superman, and then in this film, it's almost like following on from that, as in he's still not sure.
He's just
how
brooding all the time.
Yeah, but
everyone's
he's not
dying
sure how he
around him.
should. He's only just become Superman.
Next film better be bloody hopeful.
Yeah, but like the
When he
thing is
comes
that
back
he
from the dead
doesn't
now.
know how to act. He doesn't know. That's why Martha Kent's like, you don't owe this world a thing.
I thought Henry Cavill did an alright performance acting. You said he didn't know how to act. It's late,
You
alright.
also said acting.
We've been doing this for about 2 hours.
You said axing, not acting.
No, I didn't.
He
Dyslexic.
said axing.
And another thing that really pissed me off, I really like film music, and that's the biggest thing for me in a film. If the music is right, I enjoy the film so much more. I like the Batman theme, I like the Batman stuff, I like the Superman stuff. I hated the Lex Luthor music. I hated, on first hearing it, the Wonder Woman stuff, because it didn't gel together. I also hated the Doomsday music, because it was all it was all like really fucking
So
So
with music,
yeah.
the aim for film scores is for
I know,
to not be noticed.
Noticeable, yeah.
And from my experience, I noticed the Wonder Woman one because it's so out
Yeah.
of place and it just does not fit at all.
Same
So
with
that's
Lex
why it's
Luthor.
bad. Lex Luthor, Doomsday, Batman, Superman, I couldn't tell you what anything was. Like, I have no idea.
Well, I'm the
So
same
my-
with Lex
my
Luthor because
mind-
it is so punchy.
Dun-dun.
Dun.
Dun-dun.
No.
Okay, for me specifically, I listen to film soundtracks every day. I've been doing it pretty much all my life. So it's
Because he's a nerd.
yeah, I'm a nerd, and I love film soundtracks.
He
It's
listens
no,
to
no,
him in
they
the
are
been
gym.
a huge part of
Yeah,
my
they are
life.
good.
So every time I listen to these things, I just get a feel for it, or I don't. It's like Mission Impossible, the latest one. I largely hate that movie because of the soundtrack, but loads of people like it.
That's a
And there
great
are
film.
one or two parts in that movie where I'm like, yeah, this works really well, and I'm liking the feel of this. And the other parts where I'm like, this is shit. And there's the same for Mission Impossible 3 as well, when J.J. Abrams directed it. I just was not a fan of the music. It's too much like Lost. Anyway, this film, they didn't gel together. The Lex Luthor one was too out there. It was too... He's an evil scientist doing all of this, and he's like... you know,
It's a musical now.
yeah, basically. and it all. I like some of the parts of Lex Luthor when he's like, "Go on, eat it. It's cherry." You know, and he's being kind of really fucking weird. He's like, "I want access
He's
to all
being
this.
Jesse Eisenberg.
I want, he's being Jesse Eisenberg. I want access to the ship. I want access to all this. Teach me all the stuff in the world. That's great. Yeah, cool. But why the fuck is the ship still there? Why isn't it somewhere else? What the fuck's going on?
Why did the ship accept him as a new captain?
Because of all the fingerprint stuff that they did and overriding stuff, and again, that didn't really make sense.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I was watching that film thinking, this is Jesse Eisenberg as Mark Zuckerberg
yeah,
playing Lex
basically,
Luthor. Which could have worked. Maybe he changed his name.
I
after
liked
becoming big with Facebook. Formed
Lex
Corp.
Luthor in this. I liked him, Jesse Eisenberg.
I
think it's a great
I
idea.
liked
I
him,
really like him.
but I disliked the music they put to him,
Yeah.
and it was just so misplaced within the whole theme that I just couldn't go on with it. And every time I saw him, I was just like, he's got shit music. I can't get into this. Another thing that I really disliked was when... Actually, I did quite like this part of when Lex Luthor's sort of like, oh, you know, closest person, whatever. Oh, she's safe on the ground, Lois Lane. Oh no, your mum. And then he shows us pictures, and they're really fucking horrific pictures.
Yeah.
And then like, holy shit, that is really fucking dark. And I was like, where is she? And he's big red eyes. I don't know, they didn't tell me, or whatever.
That was a good impression.
And
Like Mickey Mouse.
that was really fucking loud. Sorry. But what I really disliked is a lot of people have been saying, how could Superman hear Lois and her heartbeat under this rock, but he couldn't hear his mum or that?
Yeah.
But then
much,
I'm
yeah.
back and forth because his mum would be all the way in Kansas. Is it Kansas?
Yeah.
No, because
Not in Kansas anymore.
Because
Martha.
Batman
But then
got there. She
then-
was in Metropolis.
But then she was in Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, she was in Metropolis.
Yeah.
And apparently there's some explanation there. And there was a scene, which I think will be in the extended cut, of where Superman is trying to listen in the city. And because everything's so fucked and he's so panicked, he's hearing all the screams and all the stuff happening in the city, but he can't signal out his mum because of all of the stuff happening there. And it's apparently a really dark scene where he's, he just doesn't know what to do because he's so caught up. I can understand that. They did it, great, but they didn't, so it really fucked me off.
Yeah, I think the film does suffer from, there's a lot of context they tried to pack in, but that's cut a lot of it.
And
Actually, talking of Metropolis and Gotham, they're not the other side of like a bay.
yeah, well, in this movie they are. That's how they explained it. They're sister
Yeah.
cities. That's what they're doing.
I mean, they're
That's fine
close
with me.
in the actual thing, but like the fact that you could stand on Lex Luthor's tower and see the bat symbol, it's like fuck right off.
Yeah.
I suppose it's meant to be
You could throw a javelin that
Gotham's New Jersey, which is where a lot of
Yeah.
things put it in the comics, place it around New Jersey, and then Metropolis is meant to be New York.
Well, the biggest reason they did it is because at the end of Man of Steel, they were like, actually, yeah, why don't we make it so the end of Man of Steel spilt into Gotham City? Because that would make sense for our new movie. So I can understand why they did it. It doesn't bother me that much. Kind of cool. I disliked, again, there's so many dislikes in this. I really disliked the fact that when he sees Batman and they sort of face off, that of course he tries to talk to him first. He's like, Bruce, we need to do this. You don't know. No, you don't understand. And they have a little fight. And then after being pissed off by rockets or guns and shit like that, he's just like, okay, fuck, we're gonna fight. And there's,
If I wanted you dead, you'd be.
yeah,
If I wanted you, if I
stay
wanted
down. If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
stay down is Batman's line. Stay down.
No,
From
he says that.
No, from
Superman says it.
no, from Injustice. Batman's line
Okay.
is stay down.
Oh yeah, and then they just I don't like why they all of a sudden fight.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if there was another reason for them fighting. Again, at the end when it was like Martha, I did kind of like it and kind of disliked it, but mostly more liked it than anything else because it was a broken character and I kind of understood it. The whole javelin spear thing I thought was really quite tragic because it was all of a sudden like a gladiator movie. It was like, oh yeah, great, you've honed down all this kryptonite all into a spear. That's cool. Yeah, and then all of a sudden Superman's like, it's my world, I love you, you're my world, I can't have to do this, I have to kill him. And then he sort of like struggles to get the spear after being totally out of it when he was near it, in the pool or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, he nearly drowns when he just picks it up in a pool, but then he
and he's
can
like,
fly.
oh, actually, I need to do this, yeah. And then the music again. I hated the bit of Doomsday where it's all very romantic, piano and everything
I
else.
can't even remember the Doomsday
No.
bit.
And
See, that's good.
and then he just like puts it into Doomsday, and Batman's there, and he does a grenade, and again that's all done very romantically.
The fact
I
that
fucking hate that.
Doomsday,
Jesus
so
Christ.
his weakness is kryptonite because he's essentially a Kryptonian. When the spear goes into him, right, the kryptonite is in his body. That is when he is being dealt the most damage and caused the most pain. It's only when it goes through him, so it's further away from him, that he dies. It's like, no, that's not how it fucking works. That was, yeah.
I
a bit
think
of a
we're really
mess.
clutching at straws now to put Coles in the film. I think it probably just went through his heart or something
Yeah.
when he pushed it further in.
No,
Or
it's
kidney.
just...
Took out his kidney.
No, because if it went in, you still stabbed a hole in his heart.
But then it went all the way through.
Still the same. You stabbed a hole in his heart.
So,
Another thing I
Snyder
disliked
suffered enough.
is how Doomsday was handled. I didn't like the look of him.
Nope.
Earlier iterations of him with more bone around the face and a bit more spiky.
Well,
He
better.
needs a longer face
He looked
rather than
too
a round,
much
podgy
like
cave
the
troll.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
cave
as
troll.
I said when
As
the
everyone
film,
has said, the cave troll.
they have a cave
It's
troll.
such a tragic decision in design. Such a
Yeah.
tragic decision. You would have thought, oh, actually, yeah, this looks like a cave troll from Lord of the Rings. Let's change it
Yeah.
rather than be fucking idiotic and keep. I don't understand these decisions.
They should have just taken it directly from the comics. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
not give him the green pants
No.
and the long hair, like, braid, like Carl fucking Drogo. Like, but don't do
Drogo.
that. You can leave that out and the hair, but give him the longer face and almost like the bony goatee that he has
Yeah, something like
as
that.
well. Just a bit. It's more menacing. It's fiercer. You know, it's good that he got the kind of bones, the defense later on in the fight through his like elbows and stuff and his hands, and that's how he is.
I guess also I didn't like how the end of the movie was centered around the fact they have to stop this, kind of unbeatable character, which is entirely CGI, and just not only, once again, the music that was accompanying Doomsday, but the fact Doomsday was sort of like, Lex Luthor was like, this is your Doomsday, and then he jumps out, meddles around a bit on buildings, fucks around with stuff, and then flings Superman around. I think it's just the fact of seeing all the CGI big character nonsense with all these other characters who are supposed to be very, very grounded. I understand, grounded in the lightest of terms because it's a superhero movie. But it would have been nicer if they brought a bit more practicality to the effects of Doomsday and not have him just be this big CGI brute, which most films have at the end. Oh, he's a big CGI, you have to kill him, blah, blah, blah. I guess just the feel and the tone, I didn't really connect to it that much. Another thing, oh god, I'm just rattling through loads of...
Don't go on for too long.
No, I won't go on for too long.
I want to get to this film.
We've got about 3 hours worth of content.
Okay, last couple of things. When Superman dies, I don't think anyone really gave a shit. Batman and Wonder Woman didn't. They were just a bit like, oh, fuck, look what's
somebody
happened.
off the
They
list
just
of
sort
the
of
Justice
stood,
League.
yeah, they just sort of stood by the side. Batman was sort of like wrapping Superman up, and then he just drops him to Wonder Woman with his arm flailing out the side of his... So there's nothing elegant about that. It's just sort of like, I'm just going to wrap him up and put him down there, and his arm's falling out.
And the fact that there were 2 funerals, it's just like, no, because we've buried Clark Kent in a field of corn, and now you're burying Superman in a black... I did like the coffin.
I understand why they did that.
I reckon it was an empty coffin, don't you?
Yeah, but then how will they get away with that?
What do you mean?
Well, someone's going to know. They'll be like, where is he? We're like, well...
No, I understand why, because there's a war
disintegrated.
hero and they wanted to do something.
Maybe they just put his cape in it.
The fact that obviously Clark Kent had an open casket and people were just being, fuck, it's Superman. And yeah, so there are tons of things that I really dislike. Some things, quite a few things actually, that I also really like, but that half and half, and the end, how they had that fake out of Superman's alive, or was it an alternate force like Darkseid lifting up the soil, or one of his other Kryptonian friends trying to get him?
Maybe there was a witch doctor
Maybe
shaking
trying
a
to
stick
kill him.
around it.
No, I know, but the lifting of the mud, it could be some other supernatural.
Does it slow
stuff.
up?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, almost like the Earth thingy.
Yeah.
And I know it's similar to when Superman does stuff on the ground and molecules start to come up, but I thought it might be another.
The ending is exactly similar to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen ending.
I don't remember that film.
They replaced Sean Connery with Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, as a witch doctor going around shaking his stick, and then Sean Connery's dirt on his grave starts. shaking.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I really don't know what to think of the Justice League movie upcoming. Apparently, there are quite a few changes being made to it in light of the divisive movie that Batman v Superman was. It was always going to be, I guess. I'm just looking forward to a solo Batman movie that Ben Affleck's going to direct and star in. I think he's going to.
I'm interested to
well.
see how they bring a whole team together and get that to work.
I don't like the new Flash. I just don't like the guy.
Don't know what it's going to be like.
I'm not too keen on Cyborg either. Or
we
Aquaman.
don't really see Cyborg or Aquaman or Flash.
I'm not keen on any
You
of them.
literally can't have an opinion on it. It's not allowed.
Oh, and one particular thing I also really didn't like is when Batman sees Lex Luthor in prison. There's one specific part. I know it's really silly, kind of going into detail with the beads in the lighting when the beads. Sorry, the pearls.
Yeah.
And when the lighting happens, when the lights are flickering and it's showing Batman all of a sudden there in the jail. Opposite Lex Luthor, there's a bit where he's really brooding, really well lit, and he's really like Dark Knight, comic book Dark Knight. And there's a bit in between there when the light sort of flashes on his face, and Ben Affleck or Batman's face that, like he's surprised, and then like that really fucked with that scene. I do not like that at all. What the fuck were you thinking? Oh my god! And there's just that swear. It's like, what the fuck is going on? But all the
it's just like the makeup on his face mixed with that light quickly flashing on it.
Yeah,
just makes it like,
what the fuck?
Does he know where he is?
And then all of a sudden he's like, I will find him.
Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with it. More things wrong than there is right.
I'm really interested to see what the 3-hour cut will be like, because apparently that includes quite a few more references to characters, expands some things. I would have liked a 4-hour cut. I would like that.
Be nice if they release a nice 4K disc for that. Well, I'd buy that. First film I bought, and well, I can't remember the last one I bought. But it'd be nice to see a longer cut and actually get a bit more of a sense of the story.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
I'm excited to see what's next.
So yeah, so fucking divisive. Jesus, the most divisive movie ever. And
great.
Suicide Squad, really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Stop watching the trailers because it's going to give
Yeah, I'm
everything
not
away.
watching anymore. I've only seen the first two. And
When's it
that's
out now? May, is it?
August.
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 So they're going to give away the entire film between now and August.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely. Which is why I don't watch any more trailers. Anything else people want to finish on? We've just gone through a shit ton. 1
Got
hour
like
34.
three podcasts worth.
Yeah.
Well, that means I have to do it for another couple of months. I'm good. I've covered everything I'd like to cover.
Good. Okay.
Richard's done. He's fucking out for the
Fuck,
count.
I'm glad I'm not going to watch Captain America now. I'm knackered.
Long past his bedtime. I need an energy drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really look forward to Captain America. It could be so good. And the fact, lastly, I don't know if it's changed now, but at one point, Captain America was 100% on Rotten Tomatoes versus Batman v Superman at 29%.
It's on 80% now.
So funny. Oh my god.
And you
so
two are
that's
going to
great.
come straight back and do a spoiler cast for that.
Nope, I'm going to bed. So I can play Destiny all day.
Yeah.
You can do it after your second viewing then.
It's like, I remember
No,
that
more
dog
Destiny.
that dog gif that I put up before the COD competition. When he looks around and he like licks his lips. That's like when you know you're going to play Destiny in the morning. Thank you, Richard.
Cheers, Richard.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for me, Tom.
You're welcome.
To
Thanks, Josh.
yours and Josh's
No
shared
problem,
house.
Tom. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, mate.
That's episode
Thank
28.
me, motherfuckers.
Thank you,
Thanks
Tom.
for coming,
Oh,
everyone.
thanks, guys. Oh, thank you. Fuck you.
Thanks for having me.
Catch you probably, hopefully, in the next few weeks.
Fingers crossed.
Talking
maybe.
about Captain America. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yes, we will be.
Maybe
E3
even
around the corner
Vive.
as well. Vive, yeah, maybe we'll have the Vive. Maybe we will be doing porn at the same time. Or I will be.
No. We're avoiding those subjects.
Children, listen to this.
Do they?
No, they don't.
Jesus. Okay, well,
Is
bye.
it two
Hope you
people
enjoyed
listen
it.
to it? Thanks for listening, Mike and
Oh,
Chris.
also, if you want to send any questions, we don't really get these, but contact@startreplay.com. Just send us questions.
Or there's always
Twitter.
Twitter at
Facebook.
Start Replay.
At
You can catch.
Start
YouTube.
Replay.
You can catch each of us individually.
Pinterest, Tumblr.
You are the worst podcast in
Reddit.
the world.
Okay.
You can catch each of us individually. Josh is at IckBenBall. I'm at Mr. Dayton.
I'm at Robert Downey Jr.
And Richard is at Root Grapefruit
9.
9. That's
Okay.
the letter. No, wait, the number. Anyways, thanks for listening.
Catch you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Goodbye. Good night.